On today's show, more info about Asus's new handheld PC has been released. A hacker owes Nintendo for life. A review of the movie Tetris, and more. All coming at you next.
Crossfire.
What's up, everybody? My name is Russ Dornish for Crossfire News, and let's jump right in. First up is some big handheld gaming news. With the recent success of the Switch and then the Steam Deck, it seems that a new handheld PC device is being shown off daily. However, another big player in this new product line is Asus. Asus announced on April 1st their ROG Ally handheld Windows 11 device. The device that looks quite similar to the Steam Deck boasts some impressive stats, including a 120Hz screen. Many saw these stats and assumed a pretty big price tag associated with it. However, an employee from Asus said in an official statement that when the device is launched on May 11th, its price will be under $1,000. Take that with a grain of salt, as that could easily mean that it retails for $999.99, which is quite a jump from the median Steam Deck version that is priced in the 500s. But we are always up for more competition and to see if this device can dethrone the recent big push from Valve on their device. In other news, Nintendo hacker Gary Bowser, yes, his name is actually Bowser, is finally being released from jail after being sentenced in 2021. On top of the jail time, the sum of the money that he owes Nintendo sits so high that he will need to pay it off for the rest of his life. Bowser owes Nintendo $14.5 million after he and his accomplices created chips that allowed gamers to play pirated games. Bowser was actually only the marketing and PR for the company that created the devices and sold them, but was one of the few to actually be charged for it due to his coworkers' different nationalities and locations. Just remember, kids, it doesn't pay to commit a crime with piracy. Some old gaming news surfaced this week with the news that the original Battlefront 3 was nearly completed when it was canceled in 2008. Developer Michael Barclay, who is currently with Naughty Dog, took to Twitter to tell the internet what it missed. His statement came in response to a simple question posed to developers. Alright, game dev folks, what's your one that got away? It can be an IP that you wanted to work on, a studio you wanted to work with, or anything of the sort. Barclay went on to respond with a tweet that said, I feel like it's been long enough now to come out and say Star Wars Battlefront 3 was going to be a legit, incredible game, and the fact it got canceled 2 yards from the finish line is an absolute crime. We recently covered the original Star Wars Battlefront on our TikTok for Throwback Thursday, so feel free to head over there to see more on this awesome franchise. And now it's time for a Crossfire mini review. This week we are covering the Apple TV Plus release Tetris.
Tetris?
Tetris.
Tetris. Tetris. Tetris. It's the perfect game.
Starring Taron Egerton. Tetris is a biographical thriller based on true events around the race to license and patent the video game Tetris in the late 1980s during the Cold War. I greatly enjoyed watching this movie, and while it was rated R, it was mostly rated this for language and action throughout. Not much violence or any sexual content in the movie. It was fascinating seeing the hoops that had to be jumped through to work with the Soviet Union just to license this historical game. I enjoyed the movie as someone who loves to dive into the historical backgrounds of events and inventions. This movie reminded me of similar movies that came before it, such as The Big Short, The Social Network, and The Founder. All movies give backgrounds on how successful things from our past came to be. It isn't so much about the game itself, but what it took to be able to sell the game that was already developed and successful in its own country. If any of this sounds interesting to you, then I would highly recommend watching this movie. And that's all for this week's Crossfire News. Make sure to subscribe and like this video, and of course hit the bell so you know when we post new videos each and every week. Also, check out our website at crossfirecast.com to see more ways you can interact with us and the community. I'm Russ Dornish. You are loved, you belong, and you matter. God bless, and we will see you next time.